keep California cowgirls from vanishing.
Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show, training our horses and miniature cows in ranch versatility. Penning Rusty and Susie, our bull and heifer. Roping Rusty with Morgan horse Semi. Training Eve to drive cart. Training Eve to work over her haunches with a motor cow simulator. Training Eve to lay down. Training Eve to harness, pull a log. Training Semi to harness, pull a log on turf. Jumping at Liberty to music, making our Morgan horses our partners. Training Eve on a cow roping simulator. Training on our driveway, which is covered by sand, so we have a straight track. Stepping over poles, jumping over crossbar jumps. Training in our trail obstacles area. Semi on the big steps. Morgan horse Sadie doing obstacles rainlessly.
Semi drives a cart. Sadie pulls a log. Sadie learns to pull a cart. Miniature zebu heifer Susie learns to drive a cart. Bull Rusty learns to pull a harrow.
Cowgirl, and this is the second show that we're doing this year about using the ATV to help our Morgan horses to do some cow work. Today I have some interesting tack on that I may or may not want to use, but you know, I wanted to have it on in case I need it, because Eve doesn't have too much experience with cow work and working over her haunches. First of all, we have the Australian saddle on, which is kind of a fun saddle to use. It's loaned to Minmore Farms right now. Fun saddle to use because it's like a Western saddle but really lightweight and very nicely appointed. We have a breast collar on. A breast collar on just so we're sure that the saddle can't roll off to the sides of the horse even though we've tightened the cinch, and also because, especially with Eve, I like to have available to me in training sessions these double reins. And I'm going to ask my camera operator to slowly pan in or zoom in to the rollers that I'm using here. You can see immediately when I very lightly ask Eve for vertical flexion, she immediately gives it to me. These double reins are extremely effective in that request. And then as soon as you get the right answer, you either drop the rein and hold on to it, or drop the rein and put it on her neck, and the pressure is gone, which of course is the reward for giving the right answer. Now I have spurs on. And Eve isn't real good with spurs. She's kind of afraid of them. So if I use them, they'll be very gently. And what I'll do is just see, do you see that? Watch Eve's head. I'm just touching her with the spur. Can you get that, Ryan? She's very, very sensitive to spurs. But you know, when you're doing cow work or simulated cow work, you can't be carrying crops and things like that. You've got too many things to worry about as it is. So I did put the spurs on. Eve just gave me a nice sigh. I think she's being patient. She knows the ATV. We desensitized it for her in our last show. Look on any show with the word ATV in it. And if you see Eve, you'll know that we worked with her on not being afraid of this cow simulator. Now this is a kid's ATV. It's another way to give a moving object target for your horse when you're trying to teach teach them to rate the target and to work over their haunches and follow the target in a parallel motion like they would be doing if they were doing cow work. I'm going to ask Eve, looking over her head, to back up. Not a lot of pressure. I do it as lightly as I can. Light hands. All right, now we'll see how this ATV works. It has rained in the last few days, so the ground may be a little soft in places, but if we don't have any kind of a slope to deal with, it'll probably work. And once again, notice that we have some chains on the back wheel on the right side, so that if we do start having traction problems, the driver of the ATV will try to put a little bit more weight on that wheel. And then the ATV is such a small and lightweight training device that she can stand up and pick it up and move it out of any muddy, soft areas. Okay, now we're going to work together. My ATV driver and me, and my ATV driver today is Brianna. So she's going to listen closely because I don't really know what Eve is going to say about following this thing. So I'll be giving Brianna instructions as well as trying to give Eve cues and corrections and rewards when she gives me the right answer. Let's go, Brianna, maybe 1, 2, 3 rail lengths. Each rail length is about 8 foot if all is going well. So I'm backing up. Good. Good. Whoa. Whoa. Now I'm going to have her back up because she went a little bit ahead of the ATV, which under some circumstances when you're working with a cow is necessary if you want to turn the cow. But right now my objective is just to follow along with the cow. So we're going to put the ATV in reverse and go back as many rail lengths as you came. Good. Whoa. Now as soon as I get Eve to swing over her haunches, that's when I ask for forward impulsion. So I'm giving her cues. I haven't had to pick up the double rein. She's been pretty good about not throwing up her head. I'm giving her cues with these split reins. We have a simple snaffle bit on, but this kind of exercise can be easily done with a side pull as well, because you can use a side pull without the metal in the mouth to give the cues for over the haunches, and you can use direct rein as well as support rein. It's a very, very good training tool to use when you're teaching this kind of maneuver. All right, this time, once I get her, I'm going to step back. That's going to be your cue to move. And then it'll be her cue that I'm about to ask her for over the haunches. And then if you see that we're not keeping up with you, try to slow down, and I'll try to speed up. But the objective here is not to do anything real fast. The objective here is to make Eve understand that she's to follow this object and do it with the right form, which will then give us the right function. All right, so I'm going to step back. Not an immediate answer. A little bit of confusion here. And Eve often does this. She gives me lateral flexion because she knows that's almost always a right answer. I'm going to pick up the double reins, just very lightly. There. Let's go a little farther. Okay, stop. Whoop. Whoop. Again, she went beyond. So I'm going to back her up, pick up the double reins again. I'm going to back her up and put her head on head. Oh, she thinks she's got to turn around over the haunches, which is not the case right now because we weren't moving. She was anticipating, so I corrected her. I'm going to put her back in position. Whoa, whoa. She's too far forward, so I'm going to ask her to back up. And she's doing it without the double reins, which is good. Now let's let her rest for 10 seconds, whatever, get her relaxed. I'm going to pick up the double reins again when I ask for back. I'm going to go over the haunches and you go back as far as you came. Whoa. She's going too far, so keep going, keep going. It's her job to keep up with this moving object, whatever speed it's going. Whoa. I like that. That was real good. But you can see we have a lot of repetition to do here. A lot, so that Eve understands the right answer. Is she stressed? Not at all. She's licking her lips. Her head is low. She's blinking her eyes. Her ears are listening to me. This ATV, which is a training device, is not an obstacle that scares her, which is good. And we did our job. We did our homework very well. We got her desensitized to the object. But now our job is, with repetition, persistence, patience, confidence, make her understand that she's to follow the object. In other words, sensitize her to what this moving object is in this athletic event. Let's do it again. I like it. Back. Good. Good. Whoa. Whoa. She went beyond again. There, I'm getting her to back with vigor. Good. I'm picking up the double reins. Okay, you might go slower backwards, but that's okay. I'm going to back up and around. Yes, and I'm asking her to slow down. No, I'm getting resistance. There, there. Now she's understanding. Whoa, nope, she still went beyond. The right answer right now would be to follow the slow-moving object as slow as it's going, without resistance. That's the right answer I'm seeking. And when I get it, being that this is a lesson we haven't had in quite a while due to bad weather, when I get it, we're going to stop. Because very often, if you can stop on a good note in trying to get the right answer, you'll get it much more consistently in the next session than you would if you kept trying to do it in this session. Okay, so we're going to do it again. I do have the double reins in my hand, and Ryan, can you zoom in here, see how that, if you can, through the rails, see how that's getting vertical flexion, and as soon as I get it, I just stop playing with my fingers, the rollers remove the pressure from her mouth, and it's very, very effective. Okay, so I'm going to look over her ears, give her the backup signal over the haunches. Good. Whoa. I got a good whoa that time. I hope we can get it going back. Okay, so I'm going to back up over the haunches. Whoa. Good. Let's go back to the middle. Back up. Over the haunches. Whoa. Oh, that was perfect. I'm really happy with that. And I'm not even going to try to go back. I'm just moving her away from the moving object. The lesson is done today. And the reason that I'm not is we are having traction problems going in reverse. It's a little bit harder to make it travel properly on this wet sanded soil in reverse. So we'll wait for a drier day. But I'm stopping on a good note. And I'm proud to say that I felt that Eve was following and rating this moving object quite well, considering where she is in her training.
Our cast of characters: Sadie and Eve, Sammy, Rusty and Susie, Heifer Calf Sela. For more information, www.cowgirlchannel.com.